Hello and good day. My name is Takif Najmi from Group 6, explaining the case study where many individuals began offering private tutoring services for the same subject. Initially, tutors earn high fees, but as more tutors enter the market, competition increases and prices decrease. So eventually, only normal profit is earned by the tutors. So the scenario that the case study has described for private tutoring services perfectly illustrates the long-run adjustment process in pure competition. So here's how it reflects long-run equilibrium in a purely competitive market. The initial temporary profits and incentive for entry when tutors initially earn high fees. This indicates that existing firms, which is the tutors, are experiencing economic profits. In a purely competitive market, decisions are made based on the incentives of profits or losses. The existence of these profits acts as a signal, making the industry attractive to new market participants. Moreover, easy entry and increased competition is one of the key characteristics of pure competition, which is a free entry and exit and a very easy, no obstacles type of market to enter. As such, when the tutoring market is profitable, more tutors enter the market. This expansion of the industry occurs because firms are free to enter. Now, with the increased supply and falling prices, the entry of new tutors into the market leads to an increase in the overall market supply of tutoring services. As supply increases, the prices would decrease due to increased competition. Meanwhile, in the elimination of economic profits and long-run equilibrium, this process of new firms entering the market, increasing supply and driving down prices, continues until economic profits are eliminated. Eventually, the market reaches a long-run equilibrium where firms only earn a normal profit. At this point, the incentive for new firms to enter due to economic profits no longer exists, while the incentive for existing firms to exit due to losses is also absent. Using a real-life examples to explain further on this case study, we actually can take a look at the e-hailing market such as Uber Technologies and Grab Holdings drivers. At the beginning of the industry, drivers could actually earn very high income because there were fewer drivers but high customer demand. These high earnings acted as an incentive for more people to join the market as drivers. As the number of drivers increased, competition became stronger, ride fares became more competitive, and the income per driver gradually decreased. Eventually, many drivers earned only enough to cover their costs and continue operating, which reflects normal profit in the long run. Economic theory explains that in a perfectly competitive market, excess or abnormal profit attracts new entrants into the industry. The increase in supply then pushes prices and profits downward until normal profit remains. Research on ride-sharing market also shows that when more competing platforms and drivers enter the market, competition increases and pricing becomes more competitive, pushing the market toward equilibrium. That is all from me. Thank you.
So today I will cover the second part. I will talk about the perfect competition basis rules in the private tutoring market. The rules explain why the market has failed competition. The first is we have money buyers and sellers. The tutoring market is lots of students and tutors. No single tutors can control the market price. All tutors are small and have a follow the market price. If one tutor set too high fees, students will pick other tutors instead. So the second is the homogeneous service. Tutoring service look needs the same. The most tutors teach complex subjects such as math, science, and English. The class content and study goal are identical. Students can hardly tell two apart, so they only compare prices. The third is price information. The price information in the market is easy to get, so the student can start at the compact total for online quickly. Tourists also know how much these tutors charge. No one can talk student or sell unreasonably high price. The fourth area is low barrier to entry. So work as a tutor takes little effort. You do not need much money and a classroom or complex confidence. When people find tutoring brings a profit, they will join this market fast. This leads a fast rise in the number of tutors. So the last is conclusions. In short, the four results of perfect impact fight the tutoring market war. Plenty of tutors, a similar license, open price info, and easy entry create competitions. So these have a big price candlesticks and will disappear in the long run. Thank you. So of my part, thank you.
Okay. Hello everyone. I'm the third speaker for the group 6. Today I talk about marketer forces, how they remove the extra profit and how tutors can several learn in practice competition. First, look at this mind map. First, this topic is about long run equilibrium in the perfect competition. We use this idea to explain the private tutoring market. My real life assumption uh, first tutoring services several are almost the same, and number two is can many tutors and many students. And third, new tutors can join easily and all people can get the same information. Okay, how I explain how marketer forces remove the extra profits. In the in the short run, tutors can get the high pay and the extra profit. This profit makes more people want to be tutors. So more tutors enter the market. Then supply increases. The supply curve move to the right, so the price to uh, tutoring gets down. When the price gets down, tutoring enter less money. Extra people profit becomes similar. This is continuous until no extra profit is left. At this point, price equals the lowest average total cost. We call this a long-run equilibrium. Tutors only get a normal profit enough to cover cost, no actual gain. So few entry and lower price remove the extra profit automatic automatically. Next, I talk about long run survival types for the tutors. In the prefect competitions, tutors cannot change the market price to several tutors should one keep the cost low, two work efficient, efficiently, and three, give a good and consistent service, and four, build a good reputation, and five, reduce the preparation time and cost. The best way is a low cost because the servers are similar. How cost helps uh, tutors see in the market. Now I show my reference. This book is support our analysis. First references is Manchu NG 2020 uh, uh, principles of the macroeconomics. He says in the perfect completions, feel enter and exit make economic perfect zero in the long term, long run. And second references is Robert Picdick, the DL 2118 macroeconomics. They say when films get extra perfect, new films enter, supplies raise the price, falls, profits disappears. And to sum up, in the private tutoring market, high profit extra new tutors. More tutors make the supply increase and the price fall. Finally, no extra profit remains. This is a long-run equivalent in the prefix competitions. To survive, tutors must keep costs low and work efficiently. Thank you for your listening.